Worst experience in the gym. Let's switch that up real fast. Don't date girls at CrossFit.
All right, I gotta hear about this.
Oh God.
Help human life, learn, laugh, and thrive. You're gonna laugh so hard it's gonna make you cry. The knowledge we provide will help you learn and thrive. So stay tuned now for a new episode as we turn off the beats and we start the show.
Here we go.
Welcome to the Health Human Life podcast. Today we have a guest, Jake Willett, here with us. We're going to talk about CrossFit. He's going to educate me on it since, I know a little bit about it, but not a ton. But what I do know about it is CrossFit is a lifestyle in which you are prioritizing health and fitness goals. It's founded by Greg Glassman over several decades. It's a fitness regimen. It is stated that he is the first person in history to define fitness in a meaningful and measurable way. He then created a program designed to improve fitness and health. CrossFit is varied functional movements performed at a high intensity. These functional movements reflect aspects of gymnastics, weightlifting, running, rowing, and others. The goal is to move the largest loads the longest distances, creating an ideal condition to maximize the amount of work done in the shortest time. CrossFit claims that by using these varied functional movements with varied intensities, it leads to dramatic gains in fitness. Does that sound accurate?
Wow, spot on. Nailed it. We need you selling at the gym, selling memberships.
Yeah. So Jake and I met through a mutual friend, in which we are no longer friends with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so why aren't we friends with him anymore?
Good guy, good dude, meant well. It's like any relationship, started well, it was hot and heavy early on, and then he's always hitting us up, what are you doing? Like, why aren't you guys coming over? Why haven't I seen you in a while? It became a little much. This high maintenance.
What would you compare him to?
High school girlfriend.
See, I had a little bit different experience of him. I can't quite say I call him a good guy at this point. I think he's he was very two-faced, very selfish, very guy who breaks in your hotel room, attacks you in Las Vegas kind of personality.
That's right, I heard that. Yeah, over the top.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, over the top.
And then gets you kicked out of the hotel for lying to the police with his actions. So, good guy, though.
Hit you up on like a Wednesday night, and if you didn't want to meet up with him, it'd be like 7 o'clock, be like, hey, we're going out, we're doing this, and if you didn't go, like all of a sudden you're a piece of shit, and I wouldn't hear from him for like 2 months, terrible.
So literally high school girlfriend.
God forbid you don't go to his party at his house.
Don't RSVP. That was always a game time decision. That worked better.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he'd be the one in the gym taking like selfies with his long flying hair and his like duck face.
There's no way he actually worked out. If you ever saw him in person, I played hockey with the guy, so I get to see him like get dressed or whatever. I was like, what are you even in the gym? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I used to work out.
No results.
I worked out at the gym with him, or like I worked at the gym he was at, so I'd see him work out. But I mean, he would spend most of his time like on the elliptical, just like swaying, hair in the wind.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Then going over for a mirror selfie, then doing a couple weights and going home. So.
Yeah. Get a beach pump and go home.
Yeah. So that's enough about that. So tell me about your experience with CrossFit so far.
Dude, it's I don't want to relate it to the cult because that's what everyone seems to do, but it's think of like the first sport you ever played, right? Growing up, you get that like the instant, like it's challenging, you're learning, so you dive into it, right? It's like the same thing. I spent my whole life playing hockey. I played 4 years of college hockey. That ends, right? And you're like, well, what do I do? Like, what do I do to have fun? Like, what's my escape, right? I'd been working out on my own. I find this CrossFit gym, and I go in there, and I'm looking around. Like, the girls are more fit than I am. You know what I mean? Just jacked, ripped, like crushing me in workouts. And most people are intimidated by that, but I was just blown away at people's level of fitness. So, I'd considered myself a pretty fit dude most of my life. And so being in that environment where, like, you're a beginner again and you got to learn stuff, like, it's, I just got sucked in. I love a challenge, and that's what it was. And now it's like, it's become like a lifestyle. Every day is like something new and different. And
that's cool. So,
yeah.
you were really attracted to these girls that were more buff than you. So you dated one, right?
I hope we get there and we can talk about that, like the buff chick thing, because that's like a hit or miss, right?
Yeah. We can.
It was amazing to like. So CrossFit is there. It's universally scalable, meaning like everybody, any height, weight, size, skill level, capacity can do the same workout at the same time. So you're competing against every single other person in the room at the same time, right? Like male or female. And that was one of the coolest things for me. I can go in there and have like the best workout of my life and lose to women. A lot of guys have a hard time with that, but I was really impressed by that. That was one of the few things I thought, like, what other pro sport can you do or sport or anything where you're competing on the same field and the same level at male and female. I think that's amazing.
So tell me about the scalability of it. How does that work?
You can scale everything in like many different ways. So let's say like from a skill point of view, people struggle with like gymnastics, pull-ups, push-ups, stuff like that, right? If you do the same workout, it's all about, like you said, carrying the same load the same amount of time. So one person might be able to do consecutive pull-ups. One person might not have one pull-up, right? But you can cut that back by either doing less reps or changing the movement itself, like to a ring row type thing. There are ways to like change the movement so you're still exercising the same body parts at the same capacity for the same amount of time without necessarily having to do the exact same movement.
So do you say you're always using the same amount of weight when you're doing it?
Usually workouts are written, there's like a prescribed weight, right? Like we'll call it like, the black and white definition. There's a certain amount of time, certain amount of reps, certain amount of weight, right?
Okay.
And then from there, everybody based on, skill level, work capacity changes off of that. So let's say like the minimum was 10-minute workout, as much as you can do at 100 pounds, right? Some people can work for 10 minutes, but not at 100 pounds. So maybe they do a 10-minute workout with 75 or 50-pound barbell. On the other end, some people can work well with 100 pounds, but not for 10 minutes. So maybe they scale the duration back, or they find a way to change other movements in that workout so they can keep moving 100 pounds, but in a way that they can, last 10 minutes. It's all about efficiency. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Do you guys do any sort of nutrition type stuff over there, or is it mostly exercise based?
You tend to gravitate towards the nutrition like on your own, right? To be able to sustain that level of like intensity. Most people come in, they work out a few days a week to start, right? But as you get good and it is addicting in a way. So people want to start working out 5-6 times a week, and in order to do that, like a healthy diet is needed to sustain that type of recovery, right? And not to plug anything early, but there's a girl at our gym, Christina Carr. She owns a business called Carr Eats, and she makes like really healthy, prepared, paleo-ish type meals, healthy stuff. And she sells them right at the gym. So a lot of people have of gotten into that diet, so it takes out having to think about, what am I gonna, buying food, how am I gonna cook, how do I have time? It eliminates all of that. So it's an easy way to grab something, heat it up, eat it in 3 minutes.
What's her business name? Go ahead.
It's Carr Eats.
Carr Eats?
Carr Eats, you can go to careats.com. She does new menus up every Monday, and orders have to be in Friday at midnight. It's usually, I think it's $10 a meal.
That's cool. Where is she based out of?
She's based out of Saco, but she delivers everywhere, Portland to Kennebunk. So
that's a cool business. I like that.
It's really cool.
I just found out about this. Like, it's funny that you bring that up, because I was talking to one of my buddies, and he's like, yeah, my sister got me this subscription.
Right.
And what they do is they prepare you meals. So it's like a couple meals a day or whatever, and then they send you these meals so you don't have to do groceries and whatnot.
Right.
But that's cool, dude. Selling it right at the gym is a good idea.
And so what she did is she networked. She's gone to most of the there's CrossFit gyms everywhere now. They're popping up. It's like a gym a day comes up in the country or something.
Wow.
I think
Yeah,
right?
I believe it.
Yeah. So she's got, deals going with like certain gyms all over the area. Not even just CrossFit. Like, so I think she delivers over some of the more like traditional style gyms in the area too. But I mean, it couldn't be any more convenient, right? The hardest part about nutrition is it's expensive to eat healthy, right? So that's problem one. Problem two is, like, I don't know how to fucking cook a sweet potato. I'm gonna be like, I can't do that, right? I go home and I'm like, I want the fastest thing I can make.
Right.
The fact that it's like done for you and you get a good workout, I can grab it and in like 10 minutes I can eat. Like, that's done off. One less thing to think about. It's amazing.
That is cool. See, I'm someone who cooks myself, but I have a lot of clients that don't cook. So those kind of solutions are very handy to have, especially when you have people that can afford the extra money to have it cooked and delivered to them. Can't get more convenient than that. And
price is everything too. Like, again, because it is expensive to eat healthy, but if you break it out, like, what's your average grocery bill? I know, like, I'm one dude. I probably spend like $100 a week on groceries, right? Yeah. And that's like eating fairly light. Once I discovered Carr Eats and like having Chrissy prepare my meals for me, I spend the same amount, and I got 2 meals. I got a lunch and dinner every single day for 5 days of the week. You know what I mean?
The same amount of money.
Same amount of money.
That's cool.
And but it's healthy. You know what I mean? And they're huge portions, so you're full. It's not like, a lot of the healthy stuff, it's all like portioned out. But I mean, she does weigh everything and it's all listed out on the menu, but like, I mean, it fills me up, and I'm working out 2-3 times a day. So
yeah, that says a lot.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really cool.
Anything to say, Tyler, about anything?
I'm retarded. I thought CrossFit was like rock climbing and shit.
There you go.
I'm serious. Like I'm like, okay, so all these assholes are going to a gym and climbing a wall.
That'd be cool, right?
You know what I mean? Like that's all they're doing. But
So you just learned from this, right?
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
The last 10 minutes have been learning.
Absolutely, I've been blown away in my own head just fucking trying to process this shit. So
the competitive side of CrossFit, this is what's like, the more I compete, the more stuff comes up that I haven't even done before. I did a competition over the summer that had strongman stones, 100-pound stones that you had to pick up, roll over your shoulder, turn around, flip, you know what I mean? They do yoke carries, like Olympic weightlifters, you pick up this heavy ass like yoke, 400 pounds, and you're walking it for distance. I've seen like, we climb ropes, you know, you were talking about climbing the wall. There's swimming now, you know, like if you're competing in the CrossFit games, you're doing open water, like ocean swimming. There's stand-up paddle boarding. It's amazing. There's always something new.
So they just keep adding new stuff.
Exactly, because the whole point is like, you know, you do training, right? Trick the body, right? Keep it guessing. If you're always doing the same thing, you know, over time you can perfect. I don't want to say perfect, but you start to master certain things, and your body it gets used to those movements, right? But every now and then you just do the same workout, but you throw in, you know, one new thing, like that changes the whole aspect of the workout.
Yeah, totally. Our body is it's designed to adjust to everything that we come and encounter with. I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. It's designed to...
It's designed to adapt.
Adapt, that's what
right.
Yeah, exactly. So anything. That goes for nutrition, that goes for workouts. So that's cool that they do that based off that.
Well, that's why fighting was I lost like 90 pounds in 3 months, dude, when I was training MMA.
Oh, wow.
Because it was just like, fighting was... My body couldn't adapt to what I was doing.
Yeah.
It was
a lot of functional movements too, like CrossFit.
That's cool though.
To relate to that, so I wrestled a good portion of my life, right? And you know that feeling you get after like a full meet, your body, like every muscle's tight and you're trying to process that lactic acid. You're sore, everything feels heavy. It's the same. That was one of the first things that I could relate to in CrossFit. I would do a 15-minute workout. I'm like, fuck, I felt like I just had a match. You know what I mean? I felt like I just wrestled, you know, in the weight class above me or something. You know what I mean? You're just sore all the time. And over time, your body, like, again, you adapt to that and you can process that a little better. But I'm like addicted to that feeling, you know? That's what I loved about wrestling, was like I knew I got a good workout. And this is the same type of thing, yeah.
Tell me about the community of CrossFit. Because that was intriguing to me when you were talking about it this past summer. I thought that was cool. You guys are all in support for each other. And kind of explain, like, if for someone who's, say, coming to work out for the first time, they don't know shit, they're intimidated walking in, like, how would you respond to someone that's discussing that?
Yeah, I'm glad you said I told you to, because I make these like sappy Instagram posts all the time about the community. I was like, oh shit, he's on my Instagram. Again, related to like the first team sport you ever played, right? I always played hockey. If you ever, moving up, you're on like a new team, you don't really know anybody, so those first few days in the locker room, they're awkward, right? You're trying to get to know people, you're trying to like prove yourself as an athlete. It's the same kind of thing. So you go into a CrossFit gym, because every single person, because of that scalability aspect, everybody's doing the same workout to some extent at the same time. So when you finish, you're like, fuck that, I'm so tired. Everybody around you is feeling the same thing. So you kind of share that like camaraderie of like having to, like a team sport, like you're all competing together, you're kind of competing against each other. So the community aspect kind of grows. So it starts as like just like having a gym buddy, like a training partner, right? Like you guys go through the same thing together, so you can kind of relate, you talk about your workout. It starts like that, but then it becomes you have somebody to rely on. Like let's say I was I'm feeling sore after my Monday workout, and Tuesday I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna go in. Like I have a couple guys from the gym, a couple friends that'll like text me, they'd be like, yo, what class are you doing today? When are you coming to the gym? And then you're more driven to go be with these people, because what, they're sore too, they did that yesterday, but they're still talking me up about doing this workout today. And it just after a while, even though you're again, to an extent you're competing against these people, it feels like a team. So I feel like if I don't go, you're like letting people down. People want to see you. Like they quickly, the people at the gym that I go to, for example, they're people. I hang out with these people every day, not just working out. They become, I don't know, in that adversity when you're training and you see people struggle and grow and whatever. You admire like different things in people, like how they handle things and how they overcome challenges, and so you start to like make friendship and bonds with people, and it carries like outside of the gym. their sports, talk about life. Like all of those things you normally do in a gym still exist at a CrossFit gym. So you quickly make friends, and that relationship kind of carries outside of the gym. It's a really cool thing. You can like see it happening. You can see people like maybe they join the gym at the same time, so they've got their own little group of friends because they all join together, and you can see them kind of like submerge into the bigger group of people like once they become comfortable. It's really cool.
That's cool, and that kind of relationship seem to happen in CrossFit across the board, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's exactly, because it's not just a gym thing. Because CrossFit is so, I mean, it's a global community. It's done, all across the world. Anytime I travel, I try to see if there's like a gym in the town that I can drop into, and I'll start doing a workout. And people will be like, take notice, like, wow, you're really good. How long have you been doing this? Where do you train? Like, what are your lifts? And it's amazing. Sometimes I'm just out at like the bar and I can tell like someone's got CrossFit shoes on, and I'll be like, hey, what's up? Like, where do you go? What gym do you go to? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Similar like you're into hockey, right? If you saw someone in a Habs jersey at the bar, you'd be like, yeah, you gotta say something, right? Yeah, it has the same kind of effect.
Awesome. So how about someone that's never worked out in their life coming off the street?
Yeah.
Would they be able to walk into a CrossFit gym to start participating?
I'm gonna speak for my gym. I think most gyms do it the same way. When you first start, because like you mentioned, you got gymnastics, all kinds, running, rowing, heavy cardio type stuff, and then Olympic barbell lifting. There's a lot to learn really quickly. So we don't just throw people in. We get it's called an on-ramp or like a skills fundamentals class. So we'll do like 5 1-hour classes where we just go through, with PVC pipes and basic body weight movements, how to move properly, the different gymnastics movements and stuff. So you get like a base. And then when you jump into your first class, like I said, because it's universally scalable, you just start on the lower and cut your weights down, cut the reps down, cut the time down, and over time your body, as you start to move properly and things click, you can, add weight, add reps, increase the time. It seems slow at first, but because it's so intense, even by cutting it back, you still get the same workout, you're still able to push in the same way. The intimidation factor is like I said, I've been an athlete my whole life, collegiate hockey player. I walked into the gym the first time, I was like, holy shit, I was really intimidated. And I'm a pretty social person, make friends pretty easily, and I was like silent, you know what I mean? I was like hoping somebody would like talk to me or take me under their wing, but going through the fundamentals, like I said, having other people that are new doing it with you, it helps. I would say, the only recommendation I can make or advice I would give is just like getting a new job or like going on a first date. Like it is what you make it. So if you go in there, you're naturally going to be nervous, but just, work hard, do your best. People like will take notice of that. You're going to be new, you got to kind of struggle and battle through it, but you very quickly pick things up and it becomes fun. It's only as intimidating as you allow it to be.
So what is the coach's role when someone new comes in? So you said you have the basic training class. How about when they're integrated into the new class? Are they kind of watching the new people to make sure they do things right, or if they're using too much weight, kind of
yeah, absolutely. So in order to, you can't just no ordinary person can just coach. You can't just go in and coach CrossFit, right? You have to do what's called a CrossFit level 1 certification, and that goes up. There's like level 2, level 3. But you have to be at least level 1 certified. It's a $1,000 program. You have to pass a test. You have to pass like a physical test. So it's coaches at a CrossFit gym know their stuff. They're just like a really well personal trainer at a traditional style gym. They do a really good job. Again, there's all skill levels in there. So you're absolutely right. When there's a class going on, they're gonna walk around. They're gonna make recommendations and corrections to everybody, regardless of skill. But there's definitely some added focus on those new people to make sure in those early stages that they're moving correctly, because you can very quickly, get adapted to bad habits, and the more routine that becomes, the harder it is to correct things later on. So you go through your on-ramp, you get the basics, and then definitely your first few weeks the coaches are working with you still to make sure you're moving properly, you're not getting hurt, the workload is correct for you. Yeah.
Also, the biggest criticism of CrossFit, you probably know what I'm going to say,
yeah,
is the high level of injury. So, especially I hear from personal trainers all the time that aren't involved in it. They're like, oh, CrossFit sucks. It's like just an injury plan, like people to get a place to go for people to just get hurt because they don't know what they're doing. How would you defend that?
Injury, I hate to say it this way, you can get injured anywhere, right? You can get injured walking down the road. I think there's some truth to it to an extent. I think because CrossFit is so competitive. It's got that, it's embedded into the very nature of it. It's a competitive thing. You're scored on what you do. You put it into a computer. Everything's saved so you can track your progress, right? So you're competing against other people, competing against yourself. And in that kind of environment, you're more apt to push, right? And do more than you're capable of, or more than you should on a certain day or a certain time. Injuries are going to happen. It's all about movement, moving well, going, form first. It's that competitive nature, I think, drives a lot of those injuries. But, being able to, I struggle with it, being a little humble, you know what I mean? Like knowing your limits, knowing when, you kind of outdone yourself, and being able to like take a step back, like take a bite of your ego, a bit of your pride out of it, is definitely going to, I guarantee that would prevent probably like 95% of the injuries. I would say most injuries that happen in CrossFit are people that are, they're new and they're super eager. They want to, they wanted that high score. They want to see their name, high on the whiteboard. They're pushing themselves, which is good, but to an extent, right? You got to know your limits and know when to like, know your ego, know your pride, and like take a step back and say, okay, that was a good workout today. I can shoot for the stars tomorrow. There's always another day, you know what I mean? And taking care of your body too, right? So it's really intense workout, and eating well, getting your sleep, knowing when to take rest days, active recovery, stretching. Just again, like any sport, any other gym, it's all about preparation, recovery, attitude while you're working out, knowing your limits. Yeah.
So from hearing that, it seems like the person that goes into a CrossFit gym really has to know their limits and be cautious on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just the way I'm looking at it. So if someone who's maybe, I don't know, like a 300 pounds, like big dude, doesn't know what the hell he's doing in his life, would you recommend him go there, or should he get some sort of training first?
Yeah, see, so let's like to tie the injury thing into it, right? 300-pound guy comes in, he's probably super strong, right? Can move a lot of weight, but he's probably not moving weight correctly, right? So that comes...
Well, think of it as 300 pounds of sitting on a couch for 5 years.
Yeah. So for those people, the best way to start is probably, to scale that weight down, take weight out of it, get them to just move their body, right? Body weight type movements, a lot of gymnastics type things. I feel like the part of CrossFit that everyone's into is the barbell, right? The barbell is sexy. Everyone wants to do that. There's no, I wouldn't recommend you had to start outside of the gym or like do anything pre-cross. I mean, anybody can walk in, any age, any size to CrossFit and find a way to be successful and see results, right? But it's just understanding that, yeah, maybe the guy next to me has, 100 pounds on his bar and is moving like that, and you want to do that, but understanding that like that's not for you right now. You can get there, right? So it's, maybe today I did 50 pounds, or maybe I just did the barbell, but I worked on moving efficiently and I got a workout, and it might not have looked as sexy as the guy next to me, but understanding that like you can get there, right? And that I say to people all the time, the gym's always open tomorrow, right? You don't have to do everything today. You don't have to fucking change the world today on your workout. Like, do as much as you can. If it feels good and you come in tomorrow and you feel better, then go a little heavier, do a few more reps, go a little longer, right? But I think anybody can come in with any basic skill set, like height, weight, whatever, and be successful and see results, definitely.
So for someone that comes in there who's kind of not competitive, would that be a good environment for someone who's not competitive?
I feel like there are plenty of people that go and probably don't have the drive to be like the fucking best in the gym that day, you know what I mean? But it's still, think of it like it's just doing it with other people. I think of it like the boot camps at other classes, right? You don't have to be competitive, but it's just nice to do it with other people, right? It's still like a social setting. Like we blast the music, you can drop weights, people are talking, you know what I mean? Like there's still like a environment in there. It's not like it's not like a fucking army camp in there, you know what I mean? Where it's like no one's talking and everybody's just trying to like put up the best time. It's you don't have to be competitive. There are plenty of people that come to the gym 1 or 2 days a week, you know what I mean? They kind of pick the workouts they think are, good for them, and they still see results. They come in and they're, over time, because you're still doing the work, you're still getting stronger, you're still losing weight. I don't know, it is what you make it.
So what's been these are more personal questions, what's been your best experience inside the gym, worst experience inside the gym, and after I'm going to ask you what's your best experience outside the gym, the worst one. So something that maybe with people that you met at CrossFit happened outside, you know what I mean? So we'll start with the best experience inside the gym.
I'd like to say that it was like, I won this competition or this or that. I compete all the time. That's what I love to do. I love, doing competitions. I like to see like where I rank against other people. I've got to travel to do CrossFit, and that's all great. I I think the best thing I've gotten inside of the gym is like the camaraderie. Like I think my closest best friends are people from the gym, people that I train with daily. Like I've grown with them. I've like seen myself change. I've watched them change. I've helped a lot of people in the gym like make a change in their life, and that's better than like any lift I've ever done or any competition. Like sometimes you say something to somebody and you can see it's like clicked for them and that like it helped them, and I love that feeling. I think all the best experiences I've had are just like growing with the people that have done the same thing with me, like making new friends, new relationships, helping people. That's more rewarding than all of the other competitions and stuff. Worst experience in the gym, let's switch that up real fast. Don't date girls at CrossFit.
Alright, I gotta hear about this.
Oh god. So like again, you spend like all these time with these people, right? So like you're really close to them, you're friendly, right? So it's just like having the same group of friends, right? Like you wouldn't date your friend's girlfriend, right? Or like, I don't know. I've just had bad experiences with dating girls at CrossFit because you see these people every day, and so like if it doesn't work out or like whatever, it's like you're still around them all the time. You're in like a fucking high testosterone place, so they're like, I fucking hate you, you know? You're like mid-workout and you're getting like slapped.
There's tons of other dudes hanging out ready to date her.
Yeah, and that's
Sure.
Oh yeah, right. So I mean, there are a lot of, I guess in my opinion, a lot of like I have a lot of friends that don't CrossFit that will come to the gym and be like, shit, girls are hot, right? Well, they are. They're all in shape. They're all like, you know, fit and, you know, I would say like in the prime of their lives, like 18 to fucking 30, you know what I mean? And so, and again, we're all working out, so everybody's all jacked up and everybody's like, yeah, all the what's the word I'm looking for? Testosterone, estrogen flying around, everybody's, you know what I mean? So I've just had bad experiences dating girls like at my gym, dating girls at different gyms, and they want to go to your gyms, they want to be fucking around you, and it's when that doesn't work out, you still see them every day, and it's just like, so I quickly learned, I'm like, yeah, CrossFit is a place to work out, not to fucking...
Makes a lot of sense.
Not to date, yeah.
Same way, like if you date someone you work with.
Right, it's exact same
I
thing.
fucking did
Yeah,
that shit. That's
Yeah,
not
me too.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible.
That's not fun.
Or a girl that you live next door in a college dorm with. That's not fun either.
Yeah, right. I know, like all the people from the gym are gonna listen to this and they're gonna be like, "Oh, fuck off, Jay," because I'm sure, like, I'm gonna go to like some other gym like next week. Big Echo's so sexy, right?
I know, it's kind of hard to resist. You got good-looking women all around you.
I know the temptation is like always, and you're working out, you're like half dressed, right? It's like it's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah.
Is there any lasting thoughts you want to add? You want to plug the gym you go to?
Yeah. Okay. So we do free community class at CrossFit Rising Tides on Route 1 in Saco. Free class on Saturday. It's at 10 a.m. So anybody, like we've been talking about, that wants to come try it out, we do, you know, usually like a team or group type workout, so you're not on your own. It's a good way to meet people and get involved in the gym like together. We really scale the workout back so anybody can walk in off the street and do that class. It's always usually about a 20-minute workout, so you're at the gym for in total maybe like an hour, you know, with stretching and warm up and stuff. Most people that come try a Saturday out end up wanting to sign up, or they at least drop in a few times a week. So check it out, CrossFit Rising Tide, Route 1 in Saco. It's right across from Cinemagic. Roger and Catherine are their coaches there. It's been probably 2 or 3 years now. The gym's been open. Really good people, good community there. You'll be super welcome. You have a good time. Obviously, I'd love to plug Car Eats. You don't have to CrossFit or go to a gym to get food from her. She's in Portland. She makes really healthy, you know, it's all local stuff. I don't want to say paleo-esque, but really healthy prepared meals. Throw in the microwave for 3 minutes and you've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Check her out. It's on careats.com. She puts menus up on Monday, and just got to get your order in by Friday night at midnight. Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Car Eats, CARREATS.com.
Oh, that's good to know. Double R there.
Double R, yeah, no double R.
And it's cool. These guys are going to love that plug because this is from someone who's not making money off this stuff. It's from someone who really enjoys.
I just love their stuff. Yeah, I don't get anything from, you know what I mean? I pay for my food from Christy. I always will. You know, the gym doesn't, I still pay my membership at the gym. They're just good people that, you know, would do the same thing if I was doing, you know, if it were the other way around. So, yeah.
Totally. That's all I got. Any lasting comments, Tyler, for Jake?
No, I'm like really intrigued by it, honestly. And like I said, I thought it was just fucking walking, climbing and shit. I'm like, a bunch of guys get together and just climb fucking rock wall, dude. It's like fun. How many times are you gonna do that? You know what I mean? It's
now
like,
that you say that, I feel like it's gonna be fucking rock climbing in the games this year. I'm gonna get there and be like, fuck, he was right. Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm definitely interested. I'm probably gonna go check it out.
You guys should definitely check it out. It'd be super fun. Just a Saturday, we can do a workout and then get a beer after.
Yeah, we'll go to a Saturday class.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
All right, thanks for joining us, Jake.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. It was awesome.
If you enjoyed this podcast or any of our other podcasts, do us a favor and leave us a positive 5-star review on iTunes. It helps us move up the charts and help and entertain more people. See you next time, guys.